Yo, how's it going, guys? Disband here today. I am bringing y'all a different style of video than I would usually tend to do. Today we're going to be going over OBS and how to set up your stream properly with Twitch or, YouTube, anything else you stream with. As well as going over that, we're going to take a look at the color correction settings I use, because it's come to my attention. I've had multiple people recently tell me my streams look really good, vibrant, and they have like a warm tone to them, and all I'm using is a color correction filter on OBS Studio. This also would work on Streamlabs OBS as well if you use that program instead. But enough with the chit chat, let's go ahead and get started. All right, the first thing we're going to want to look at is our settings. So we're going to come into here. As far as general, you don't need to touch any of this. I'm pretty sure this is all default for me. Obviously, you can mess with your theme if you want. There's different ones. I like this one the most. It's kind of like a dark theme. Stream, I have it set up to my server and, Twitch linked and stuff like that. We'll come back to output. Audio, you want to have your desktop audio to default. This is the mic I use right here. So I'm going to leave that. Video, we'll come back to that as well, where output is at. Hotkeys, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can set things up by just simply pressing a key on your keyboard and, start and stuff, pause and stuff, mute and stuff, whatever it may be. Then as far as advanced, I have this on above normal. My PC is not the greatest, so you can obviously mess around with that. I found above normal to be the sweet spot for me. Obviously, you can, do stream delay right here for certain games if you don't want to get stream sniped. This is if your stream disconnects, you can set up, how many times it'll retry and how long the delay will be, all that stuff. So as far as that, all that stuff's pretty much default. But if we go to output, for example, let's look at streaming. So streaming, we've got constant bitrate, 4500 bitrate, 2-second keyframe interval, very fast CPU usage. This is because I have an APU. I actually don't have a graphics card. I have an integrated one. So very fast is the best setting for me, I found, for streaming. If you have a little bit better of a CPU, you could go down to maybe like medium or something. So the higher this is, though, by the way, the less strain it'll be on your CPU, but the worse the quality will be. So if it's ultra fast, that's for like, if your PC is not the greatest, so you don't need a lot of strain on your CPU, you could choose that. I find very fast to be nice, though. It's like kind of the sweet spot, like I said, because it's like a little bit of strain on your CPU, but it's still really good quality. If you have a GPU, the settings are a little different. We'll get into that, though. And then profile, you could set as high or main. I find high to be the best for me. Tune, none, and then leave that blank as well. If we come right here, this is how you set it up technically. This is if you have a NVIDIA graphics card. It goes over, you got 720, 30 frames, 60 frames, 1080, 30 frames, and 60 frames. Since I use this, I use my CPU, and I stream at 720p and 60 frames. These are the options I was just going over. As you can see, preset, very fast, and medium. I rock the very fast setting, and profile, main, or high. I chose high, 60 frames, constant bit rate, and resolution 1280 by 720. So if you want to change that, let's actually go back to OBS, go to video. Right now I'm recording, so I have it in 1080 on both. I would change output scaled ratio resolution right here to 720. If I wasn't recording, I could change it, but if you want to stream in 720, you just simply change that. This is more of like what your monitor or TV is using. Since I have a 1080p monitor, I have it set to 1080p right there, and I'm recording, so I record in 1080, obviously, like I said, but I stream in 720. If your PC can handle it, use the Lancos sharpened scaling. You can use the Bionic, I believe it is, if your PC can't handle that. But if it can, definitely use that. That's the best downscale filter. And then as far as frames per second, I rock 60. If you don't have the best PC, I suggest maybe pushing it down to 30 if you can. Some games don't look the best in 30, like, you know, faster paced multiplayer style games, but if you're playing like a campaign game, 30 frames per second isn't the end of the world, you know. Let's go back to output though. If we look at recording, obviously I'm using this to record right now. I have, you know what I'm saying, I've changed my recording path to that's my HDD, my hard drive. My SSD doesn't have the most memory, so I save that to just my hard drive since it's a terabyte. The encoder, obviously I'm using a CPU. I got the recording format at MP4, 1080p. As far as recording, I use CBR, obviously constant bitrate, 20,000 bitrate, 2 frames of keyframes. I use the ultra fast. I find if I use ultra fast, I can up this to like 25,000. I like 20 though. 20's like not too much strain, but it looks good. I've got it on high as well on profile. High is probably the optimal profile setting. Tune, none, and then obviously this. If you want to actually look at your performance though, I suggest you don't want your CPU. Most people say to get above 80. I like to keep it below 70. If it hits 70, 75, 71, something like that, that's fine. But I don't want my PC getting to like 80% plus. That's just me right now. As you can see, it's not really nothing. Recording wise, at least with desktop view, it doesn't use much compared to like stream. I think if I was showing gameplay right now, it would up the CPU a little bit, but I try to keep it in, you know, that territory right there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. If you have any questions about any of this setup right here, leave a comment down below. I guess we could do audio too. Audio I got at 160 on all. I suggest 160. I think that's what Twitch recommends as well. So on your audio tracks, just, I believe that's default 160. But yeah, that's it for the actual settings. I believe we can go ahead and take a look at some gameplay now. So we're on Dragon Ball FighterZ right now. I play this game, so if y'all ever want to see gameplay, make sure to subscribe. I post some, like, you know, tech videos, guides, rank play sets, all kinds of different stuff on this game. But let's look at the colors. So as you can see, it looks a little vibrant. I don't know if y'all are used to seeing this game. We go over to filters. I have one for Black Ops 4, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Fall Guys. So as you can see right here, it looks vibrant. If we turned it off though, it looks a little darker. You know what I'm saying? We'll turn it back on and boom. It just, the colors, you know, pop more. Like this, for example, when it's turned off, it looks almost, dare I say, like lifeless. And then when you turn it back on, it almost gives the game life. So let's go ahead and come back to the desktop view. As you can see here, this is the settings I use for this game. If you play this game, I mean, you can go ahead and mess around with it. As far as this game, for me at least, this is the best settings I found. This is kind of a colorful game already, so you don't need to add too much to it. I suggest not messing with like the select color, because it kind of add a color to the game itself and it doesn't really look good. I haven't found a way at least to make it look good, but you know, this is the settings for this game at least. So if you want to try and you play this game, use these. Maybe if it doesn't look the best for you because of the way your PC is set up, or you know, what type of monitor or TV you play on, so it can vary. So I mean, this could be like a sweet spot for y'all to start at. Maybe, you know, bring something up or down in some of these and find what looks best for you at the end of the day, because that's what's most important. But let's go ahead and switch games to Black Ops 4 now. Alright guys, now that we are on Black Ops 4, I have the color correction for this game on right now. We'll take a look at the actual games right quick. So, as you can see, the game looks pretty colorful. This game is different than Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball obviously being an anime fighting game, this being a first-person shooter. I feel like the color correction looks really good on this, though. I messed around with this one for a little bit. to get the one I have now. Obviously, if I turn it off, the game looks a little more lifeless, like we've seen on Dragon Ball. It looks a little more dingy, or has a lot of grays to it, I guess, is what it looks like to me. But then, you know, if we go ahead and turn it back on, it brings life to it. It's like you can see things more clearly. It's more vibrant. It has like a warm tone, like I mentioned earlier in the video. So as far as this game, let's go back to our desktop view. And this is what we're looking at for Black Ops 4. Right here, we got, you know, 0.15 gamma, 10. You know, got 1 saturation compared to Dragon Ball, which was 0.5. So we have doubled saturation. And then 0.10 hue. It 0.25 on Dragon Ball though, but yeah, if y'all play COD games or any other shooter games, maybe y'all could start at this basis. Maybe this won't work for all of them. Modern Warfare, the new COD comes out in a couple months. This might not work, but this might be a good sweet spot once again to start at. Maybe bring some things up or down, experiment, you know, because everyone's setup's obviously different, and maybe you'll be able to find something that looks a lot better. But yeah, when it's off, definitely looks a lot more like grays and lifeless compared to when it's on. Let's go ahead and take a look at Fall Guys now, which is interesting because it's already a colorful game, but I find that a slight color correction can still make it pop a little more or look a little more vibrant. Let's go ahead over to Fall Guys now though. All right, now that we're on Fall Guys, this game is really colorful already, so I find it best to be not to crank any of these settings up any higher than what these are. It starts to make the game look a little cartoony-ish look. I mean, it's already a cartoon looking game, I guess, but you know, as you can see, let's go to the actual game, and we have the color correction setting on right now, so let's go ahead and turn it off. You know, it looks a little, I don't know, it still looks fine without it, because like I said, the game's already really colorful. But I feel like with it on, I just turned it back on, it looks a little better. I feel like it just, the colors kind of pop more, like I said earlier. It stands out a little more. It's easier on the eyes, maybe to some. Maybe everyone won't find it appealing, but I think it looks a little better compared to it being off like that. Let's go back to desktop view and we'll take a look at the settings once again. So if you play Fall Guys and you want to try these out, maybe start at this and, you know, work from there, maybe lower up or something. So I hope y'all found this video helpful, and if y'all did, make sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon. I play Call of Duty once the new one drops. I would say I'm pretty good at that. I'm gonna start uploading some of that soon. I upload Dragon Ball stuff, so if you're interested in that, whether it be tech guides, gameplays, sets with good players, subscribe for that. And I also stream some Fall Guys, and I believe I've uploaded one Fall Guys YouTube video. Might do some more in the future, I'm not too sure though. I do find Fall Guys to be fun, so there's that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, stay safe and peace out.